This is MC, and I've just seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I was pleasantly surprised by the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I'm not overly familiar with the team, or Marvel Cosmic in general, in the comics. I wasn't sure what to expect when I saw the first installment, and I think it was great, one of the best movies of the MCU. Going into this new movie, I was hoping they'd be able to keep up with the previous one. And, yeah, they did. Now, just to preface things, I went into the movie in a terrible mood. I'd had a bad day, which culminated in my breaking my phone about 10 minutes before going into the movie, so I was not really in the most stellar headspace going into things. But I still ended up liking the movie. It was able to get past my bad mood and be an enjoyable experience. I think in some ways this avoided most of the common sequel traps. They didn't just repeat verbatim what happened in the last one, just more extreme. The story is completely different and is far more focused on character. This had very little to do with the arc of the Marvel movies in general. That's not to say it avoided all the sequel traps. They did repeat some things because they knew they were fan favorites. While Baby Groot is adorable, I thought the dance sequence for the opening credits was a bit much. It felt much less organic than the dance sequence from the first movie. The attack on the Ravagers also just felt like an extended version of the prison break combined with Yondu's arrow attack from the first movie. But those were the only two places that it really stood out to me. Like I said, the movie focused a lot more on characters than the previous one did, and I don't feel like anyone really got the short end of the stick. Everyone had a lot of development within the story. While the main plot focused on Peter, everyone had something to do, and I'm glad no one got lost in the shuffle. Mantis was well developed for a new character. She, Nebula, and Yondu were integrated into the Guardians in a pretty organic way. Really, the story is much smaller than the previous one. It's mostly focused on Peter reconnecting with his long-lost father. But then it's also bigger in the sense that it turns out his father is a Celestial and he nearly takes over the whole universe. It's an interesting balance and one that I think works in the film's favor. Since I'm not too familiar with Marvel Cosmic, I don't know a lot about Ego the Living Planet, but I liked what Kurt Russell did in this movie. Marvel has always had a problem with its villains, and I think they did a good job developing Ego. I would say he's easily in the top 3 villains in all of the MCU. I liked the expanded roles of Nebula and Yondu. I thought they were interesting characters in the first film, but got sidelined in favor of Ronan, who was not in the top 3 villains. I especially liked that they turned Nebula into a reluctant heroine and had most of her issues be about her adoptive father and sister. Oh my god, I ship it! Baby Groot was adorable, and except for the opening scene, I think they did a good job of not going too overboard on the cute. But I'm glad they had him grow up by the end credits. I think Baby Groot would only work for one movie. I'm not really feeling the romantic tension between Gamora and Peter. I think it's a mistake for them to continue to lean on it. I thought the plot with the Sovereigns was kind of pointless, and their remote ships were just kind of goofy. I really felt like the main reason they were there was to set up Adam Warlock. While I understand they need to do some world building, and they did keep it to a minimum, it all just felt unnecessary. Really, all I can say is that I enjoyed the film. There's not really much else I can say. Anyone who wants to see it isn't going to be dissuaded if I say anything bad, and anyone who was going in there to dislike it would dislike it no matter what I said. Marvel has made a lot of movies at this point, and they've made quite a few sequels. I can say pretty safely that Guardians of the Galaxy is the second best sequel that they've done. It holds up to the original, but it doesn't quite surpass it. So that's my review for this week. I'll be doing more as more movies come out. Like, comment, and subscribe to see more MCCs and Fandom Equals Square MC. Thanks for watching.